Greg, I guess opposed to the players where they still got to go out there and play the game, how do you approach this last week and the last game? Is this already something that you're doing a work for next year in this final week?
No, we're approaching this week like we have every week. We have an opponent in front of us, which is New England, and we have things that we need to prepare for, and we're also taking a look at New England. We want to get 3 points in this. As I said, it's one thing to try to get to the playoffs. That was an objective for us, but the bigger objective is to start establishing a culture here, and that means every game's important, every point is important, and how we train every day is with purpose, and our purpose this week is to get 3 points or pick up points in New England, ideally 3 points.
Greg, we didn't see Bradley out there today. Is he okay?
Yeah, he went. I just went to a medical appointment. He's had a foot thing that he's had ongoing, and he just went to get a checkup from that, but he's okay.
And any word on Defoe's status?
No word on Defoe's status. I don't think he's available for the weekend. I think he's in progressive sort of treatment and rehab stuff, and seeing where he's going. I have not heard the latest from the report of the scans, but I don't think he's prepared to play.
Is he here? Is he in Toronto?
Yes.
So you don't expect him to play on?
I don't expect him to play.
So you won't take the game against New England to look at guys, Manny Aparicio, guys like that, give them opportunities, or you're still going to go out there and try to field what you have as your top 11?
We're going to try to win the game. Manny can't play with us just because of his loan papers are down with in the States, and we can't get him back. But we're going to win the game. We'll pick an 11 who's ready to play based on the tactics that we want to employ and what we're trying to accomplish. So we may see some new faces and some old faces. So, but we want to pick up 3 points. We want to go into an off season with a win, ideally. It feels a little bit better than going into an off season with a loss. So we're gonna approach things that way.
Michael's sort of disappointed. Would that have any chance of ruling him out for Saturday, or?
Not necessarily. I think he's just wanting to get a status report. He's done it periodically through the year, so I think he's just getting an update and checking in on things. So I have him right now in the plans for the weekend until I hear differently. So.
Okay.
How do you wrap your head around, I mean, I understand there's still one more game left and you're trying to get a win on that, but how do you wrap your head around this offseason knowing that some of your stars may or may not want to be here depending on which report you read and that they may not be here?
I'm pretty sure that most of the guys want to be here. I think if there are guys who don't want to be here, they haven't told me directly. Those conversations will happen after the last game, and we'll figure out where we're at as we build into next season. I think the core group that wants to be here will be here, and we'll build from those guys. If there's guys who don't want to be here, then that's fine. That's not the type of player that we want here anyways. We need to start getting people that are in this for the long haul, that want to be here and build to this club, the culture of this club to be successful. So I don't know. I haven't had any indication from anybody specifically that they're not willing to be here or don't want to be here. If that comes out, then we'll figure out what happens next.
What's missing with this club? Obviously, you come in and you want to play a different style than what Ryan Nelson did, and Ryan Nelson built this team based on how he wanted to play. What do you think's missing then in what you want moving forward?
I think it comes to our work every single day. I've kind of stated it before that when we come out and work, that we have to pay more attention to the details of things that we do on a day-to-day basis. That goes into the training session. That's each guy. That's us as a staff. That our expectations have to be higher. The standard at which we work on the field and off the field have to be higher. The standards in which we do things in just our general lives, it has to be higher. We in order to start to develop this culture of winning, I think we all need to be better. We need to expect more of ourselves, and we need to push for that every single day. And we're going to look for and push our core group of players to understand and take on board what all of that means. So we're all going to have to do a little bit more in this offseason to be better coming into next season, and we will have a very clear plan and direction of what we're going, and we're only looking for people who want to push in that direction and are willing to put everything aside to get that done. We want the club, the fans, the ownership deserve success out of this organization, and we're going to put forth everything we can to move it in that direction.
How important is continuity to create that culture change?
Huge. I think it's big. Any team you've seen, in my opinion, in this league that's been successful is a team that has had some time together. Even the LA Galaxy team that I was on in 2008, when David was in his second year. Had a lot of talent on that team, but it wasn't a successful team until the group got together. Everybody understood their role within the group. We understood the strengths and weaknesses of everybody within that team, and everybody could play on those strengths. And that takes a little bit of time in this league because it's a unique league, and I think continuity is critical because you have to get the most out of every single guy to be successful, and it takes you a little time to figure out what it is that draws out the best in each guy. And the guys on the field have to understand what gets the best out of the guy next to them and play to those strengths and away from the weaknesses. So I think it takes a little bit of time, but continuity is a huge thing. I don't know that there's been a team that's been successful that's constantly turned things over year after year.
Greg, I'm a bit confused, forgive me, but there's been talk about people who want to be here and commitment, but from you and from Michael Bradley as well, but you say that nobody's told you they don't want to be here. If that's the case, why are we talking about people?
Because people keep asking me. Right? So when people ask, I have to answer the question. But if I haven't had anyone come to me and say, I don't want to be here. I mean, we've heard different names thrown out from media and from other places that those guys don't want to be here. But in my direct conversation with them, nobody is telling me I don't want to be here. So we will have those. Maybe that's because the season's still going. Who knows? But those conversations will need to take place as we start to build this team after this week for the future.
So you see the commitment that you want in practice and on the field from everybody?
I have seen the commitment from everybody, yes. Where we're always pushing guys who are injured to give us a little bit more. We're always pushing guys who we think we can get a little bit more out of. And obviously there are moments, which I think is part of the culture thing, where guys take plays off in training. And those are the moments we have to get out of. We need the best of everybody all the time. I understand guys have bad days, but those are the things. So it's never perfect, and it's not everybody always putting 100% of themselves into every action and every training session. So there's moments that we can always get better, but I think nobody has given up on the team, and nobody has given up on anybody in the training session as a whole. So.
And this, I believe, is your 10th game in charge. Obviously, you were dropped in a difficult position with no coaching staff, but I don't know if you knew what to expect, but has the 10 games been what you expected? Has it been different? Anything surprised you?
I could say it's been pretty close to what I've expected. We try to make adaptations within a team with not a lot of time, but things that we think are important to help us win. Obviously, you come through bumps and hurdles even within those 10 games, whether they're little injuries or different things. At the end of the day, in my opinion, we had opportunities within those 10 games to position ourselves in a better position than we are today. Specifically in our home games, that I think we should have and could have taken more out of them. But that's the season. Sometimes the bounces don't go your way. Sometimes we don't make plays that we need to make. And at the end of the day, that's what successful teams do. They make plays when they have to make plays, and we didn't do quite enough to do that. And so we are where we are. In terms of the 10 games, I think I learned a lot about our group and have a good sense. Our group evolved, in my opinion, about as much as they could, I think, over the 10 games, and they're starting to adapt to where we want to go. And we'll take bigger strides as we build again this week and move into the offseason and prepare for next year.
Sorry, just to circle back to Jermaine, is he going to train with the team the rest of the week, or is he just going to work on his own?
No, he's in rehab. He's inside and doing treatment and those types of things. I don't have any indication that he would be in training.
Okay. And did he have the scan last week?
He did have the scan late last week.
What it revealed?
I am not sure if it revealed anything new. I think it's the same that has been reviewed before.
And any other injuries? Becca seemed to take a knock today in training.
No, I think Becker's fine. Any other injuries? No, I don't think so. I think we got through everything okay. Other than that, just lingering things that guys have had that have been carried through the season. Everybody else, I think it's okay.
Sorry, one thing you haven't addressed is the fans. What kind of reaction are you hearing from them? Are they disappointed, and what do you say to them?
I would assume they're disappointed. I would be disappointed if I was a fan, and I'm disappointed as a coach, and we should all be disappointed because we didn't achieve one of the goals we set out to achieve, and so they should be disappointed. I respect that position, and they should be upset. They deserve more. I haven't heard anything specifically. But if you're a fan, you want to be successful, you want to win, and I get that, and that's they have every right to be.